Hello everyone, my name is Selcouthmind, or Sel for short, and I am very excited to be here with you all with some Dicey dungeons. Be doing a full game, any percent glitched for you all. We're gonna see how this goes. It is almost 1 in the morning for me. So the first thing we gotta do for this is we gotta reset our save file. We have a handy button here that makes sure we're really sure that we want to do that. All right, now it's been reset. All right, so with that, I'm gonna start the timer when I click play, and 3, 2, 1, go. All right, so Dicey Dungeons is a deck building roguelike dungeon crawler made by the wonderful Terry Kavanagh, for those of you who are unfamiliar. It is set in this world where Lady Luck here is doing a game show and has invited these humans on to be part of it, and in the process they get turned into dice. We're gonna win our most deepest wish and dream. So we have the tutorial here. We're gonna get taught how to do things. One of the first things you'll notice is I'm actually using 2 different input methods here. So I'm doing most of my controls with my mouse, but I'm going to be ending my turns using my controller, because it is faster to double tap the X button on my controller than it is to move my mouse over there and click on it. All right, this is entirely scripted. I know exactly what's going to be happening here for this first fight. It's because, again, the tutorial teaching you how things work. We level up after a combat. We don't need to heal. We're not going to worry about that. We're going to pick up our item. We're going to go fight Hothead. Now, while I am doing that, I'm sort of going through this. This particular category, how it works is we're going to go through the entire game. So what I mean by that is we are going from, obviously, the tutorial here all the way to fighting the very final boss of this game, which does exist. There is, in fact, a final boss. So, as a result, we're gonna do the whole game. Except casually, this game takes like 27 hours to beat. I'm gonna do it in about an hour and a half if RNG's kind to me. Just because welcome to glitches. So here's the Justify. This is the first part that's not actually scripted. So now I have to sort of think. I've applied burn. So there's a whole bunch of stats effects in this game. Burn means that in order to use that die, it's going to cost you 2 HP. Here you're going to see that 2 of my dice get frozen. In this case, the frozen die end up being, ooh, that's not good. My highest 2 dice end up being rolled down into 1s. Kind of sucks, but it works. We're going to see shock here. Shock means that for every shock that's inflicted upon me, one of my cards is going to be hidden. So here to use that, I had to do that. And I can't play anything else, so leave that. This is not the kindest Jester fight here. This is not a scripted fight at this point in the tutorial. It's not the kindest to me, but it's also not being terrible. And there we go. As I say that, we're done the Jester. And that is the end of floor 1 of episode 1 of the Warrior. On to floor 2. Now, there's a very important item that we really want to find. And that item is called the... I remember the name of it at this hour of night. It is called the Crystal Sword. Now, the Crystal Sword is a very special item, which I'll explain when I get it. It is very valuable to the speedrun. However, it's only found on chests on floor 3 of the dungeon. You heard that correctly. It's a very rare item. And as we progress through the game, it's going to get rarer and rarer to find it. So we really want to find that item sooner than later. I'm just going to pop my head into that shop, make sure there was nothing valuable. And we are lucky that that's on the way. I'm going to check what's in here. I'm going to swap in Boomerang. All right. So I have to go through a couple more fights casually here. I could do some glitches now. I'm going to save the time and do them once I know for sure I've got what I need. Okay, we're gonna bump this, and there we go, Sneezy's dead. Boomerang is an item that you're going to see a fair bit of as well. Boomerang lets us do double the damage of the dice that's put into the square. In exchange, though, we do X the same amount back to us. So we're not a huge fan of that, but we're gonna do this. So then I can trigger that. So that's my limit break. In this case, when it's procced by taking enough damage, it lets me do a fury attack in the case of the warrior here, which lets me do double. Ah, we got a bump instead. Okay, so we're gonna check here quickly. I'm gonna buy another boomerang. All right, so we're gonna prep some silliness here. Let's put you down here, you here. All right. So I hope you are ready for glitches after I do a quick upgrade. All right, so I'm gonna use my controller to open my inventory, select the boomerang that's been upgraded, exit out to the title, re-enter the level, re-enter my inventory, and boom, I have another totally functional boomerang plus. We're gonna repeat this until I have an inventory full of them. Now, the really cool thing about this glitch is we can store this glitch between episodes and between playable characters. There are multiple playable characters in this game. We're going to mostly just see the warrior in this run. That's how it works. I'm not going to open my inventory there because I'm just sort of storing that boomerang plus for safety for later. Hi. How do you feel about just, you know, almost taking Crystalina out on the first try? It was very fun. I like that. I'm going to do a reroll here, see if I can get something better. Oh, that's not great. Okay. Well, I'm going to do Fury. Rock that. There we go. Oh, ow, extra. That's okay. I leveled up. So you can also interrupt your fury. You can also interrupt the damage that you're going to take back from the boomerangs. There's lots of little cool things we can do here. Oh, I don't love this, but it's going to be fine. Hi, Kraken. Kraken has some interesting things. We don't necessarily love them. This is ready in 4 HP. Cool. So we're going to do this. So we can get a fury procced. Boom, Kraken is dead on first try. I don't have to worry about him. The Kraken has some really nasty status effects that he can apply. I do have very little health now going into Singer, which kinda sucks, but it's okay. We'll be fine. No panic, anyone. Everything will be fine. All right, so we're gonna proc that. Okay, so we're gonna want to Fury. I'm gonna have to do the math. So if I Fury... So I'll make sure she can't kill me by accident. Max of 8 if I did this, because she won't roll high enough because she only gets 4 dice. If I do this, then that puts me at 10. Yeah, we're gonna do that. All right. Then I just have to do 8 damage to her. Okay, yep. Okay, I will be fine. We're gonna take her out. Everything will be fine. All right. Successful fight. Oh, I don't like how low health we have, though. I'm gonna go do an extra fight so I can level up. This is extremely risky, and in fact, I should not have done this. So we're gonna do another little trick called go back to title and re-enter. So I'm gonna actually change my inventory around because the inventory I have is not conducive to surviving this. So we're gonna just do a nice little this. And this. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna go with I have 2 HP. Okay, I need to go reheal again. We're gonna go with this as our inventory for now. I'll have to fix this. But but this should make Snowman doable. So the great thing about Snowman is he's weak to fire. So by changing out the equipment I have here, we're gonna do this. Just melt half his health in one go. It's fine. Okay, odd. I need to be very careful then. So for dice, if you roll, oh, well, I'm dead if he rolls 5. So, I'm gonna save my health here. That's 8 damage. I'll live. No, back to title. I sniped it just in time. So the game, until you are fully and officially dead, and I hadn't changed my equipment, had I? The game doesn't register your death until like a full animation finishes. Okay, it did save my equipment. I am actually going to just fully take the boomerangs out, and we're gonna go for full safety here. Because I cannot fight a boss on 9 HP. All right, beautiful. Fury. Can I get a better die? Yes, that's better. That'll go there. Can I get something better than a 3? 4 is better. All right, I need him to... Oh, yes, 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 yes. Okay. I will live this time because he's gonna do 6 damage. Oh, all right. Can I roll something? Thank you. All right, we're gonna level up now. Everything will be just fine. We can go fight the boss. Sure, we'll upgrade that. That wasn't helpful, but all right. Now that we've done that, it is time to reset up my inventory. And I need to redo the glitch. So 1 sec while I re-grab the glitch. There we go. That glitch is now just kind of set. We're going to check this. That's not helpful. All right. I'm now full health. It's Alfie. Hello. Not the worst character to see here. We hope to never see Drake. Drake is one of the possible bosses you can get in this game. We really, really, really don't want to see Drake. I can promise you that. We don't want to see Drake. Drake is a very bad time in this game. I get a 5. Boom. Look at that. She didn't get her first turn. All right, that's episode 1 done. Now, chat, can you join me in chanting "Spin the wheel, spin the wheel"? Because we get to spin a wheel now to see if we won a prize. And, uh-oh. We didn't win the car. I'm sorry, chat. All right, so up next, we're gonna do a little glitch where we're gonna get to see our next character here, who's the thief. We're gonna see his transformation, and now we're gonna give our next runner, our next character here, we're gonna give the wolf puppy here a little bit of an advantage. We're gonna let the thief take some damage. We're gonna let him take some damage. We want this to be a fair fight, so we're gonna let Wolf Puppy hit us a couple times. Whoa, Wolf Puppy's gonna... Okay. You know, I don't think we've taken quite enough damage yet. I'm gonna let Wolf Puppy hit us again. Okay. Okay, you know, I'm still gonna let Wolf Puppy hit us one more time. And 07 Thief. We probably will not see Thief again in this run. This is part of an important glitch. So in order to unlock Backstage, which is the final episode of this game, do it casually. You're supposed to complete episode 6 for each of the characters. But if we do a little glitch to move into, we're gonna fight you again. If we do a little glitch to enter the first episode for each of the characters, but make the game, the way I do it, it makes the game think that I've... because I glitched it, the game thinks that I'm still playing Warrior Episode 1, which because I've beaten it, it then fully unlocks Episode 1 for each of the characters, which is all we need to do. For the purposes of the glitch, we need to just have Episode 1 for each of the characters unlocked, because that's enough to then trigger the backstage entrance icon to appear. That's all we need. So yeah, I'm just gonna be sitting here for a minute, letting the rest of the characters die. They're great. There's so many incredible characters in this game. They have so many different playstyles. I highly recommend you check them out if you've never played this game. Like there is genuinely a playstyle and character for everyone in this game. Ooh, it is Froggy. We're gonna fight the Froggy. Because Froggy here is one of my favorites. He's a very important character. We'll talk about that when we get to the final episode. Also, just look at Froggy with his sword that's giant and so much bigger than him. Isn't it beautiful? All right, one more hit if we get lucky. Will be enough for him to smack us. No, not quite. Not quite. The sword is like 3 frogs. This is very true. There we go. All right, and now into the final episode here. All right, it's time for the witch. There is a 6th character as well that you're supposed to find to unlock them, and then also beat the 6 episodes with that character to get the final area. We don't need to unlock the Jester. We don't. The glitches allow us to not need to do that. So we see Froggy again, because Froggy can do up to 8 damage in a turn, and we love that for what we're doing here. Ba-dum-bum-bum-ba-dum. All right, we'll get back to some actual gameplay in just a moment. Come on, Froggy. Come on. Hit me nice and hard. You can do it. Ah, thank you. Good, Froggy. All right, now we go back to the Warrior, and we're gonna skip episode 2 into episode 3. So I said you have to do all 6 episodes. You actually have to do 5 of the episodes, including episode 5 and episode 6. We choose to skip episode 2 just because it's really hard. I'm gonna now go in here, and there's that boomerang I had copied over. It is still equipped. I'm gonna shuffle some things around, and we're gonna just keep copying this now. All right, we're gonna just copy that over, and then I'm gonna make a safety copy just in case, for whatever reason. There, now it's stored, and we're just gonna blaze through the dungeons. One-shotting some of the early enemies and doing mass damage to some of the later ones as well. This is floor 2. Okay, I need to remember to make sure I check the oh, words are not great at 1 in the morning. I need to check the chest on floor 3. Yeah, the glitches in this game are so good. They're pretty, and they're very easy to execute. If you've been looking to like try a glitched run, but it's like always intimidated you, I would say come try Dicey Dungeons. The hard part of this game is actually learning how to handle all of the RNG. That's the hard part. It's a roguelike. Once you know how to handle the roguelike part, the glitches are easy, and actually make this game significantly easier to run. I am going to see, there we go. I got lucky, rolled a 6, so I could heal a tiny bit. All right, we're gonna check. We got the crystal sword. The run is blessed. Okay. I'm going to stick it in. I'm actually not gonna stick it in. We're gonna level it up, but you're good to see. Ah, we got the crystal sword! Yay, the run is blessed. Oh. Okay. He hits pretty hard. I'm gonna choose to not. Yeah, that was the right move because he hits really hard. That would have killed me if I had done that. All right, we are actually gonna Fury this to heal so that I can do a boomerang on him. All right, doesn't matter what we take here. All right, we're gonna do a level up. We are going to level up our crystal sword. This makes it into a 1-slot item instead of a 2-slot. Goodbye, boomerangs. We no longer need you. We're going to be running with the crystal sword now, so I'm going to repeat that duplication glitch. Now, the challenge of the crystal swords is that while it does 3 times the damage you put in, you can only put a max of a 5 in it, so you can't put 6s in, which is very unfortunate. And as well, they are a once per battle use item. So this is why you will never see me run with an inventory of only crystal swords. I will always have another item with me. This is so that in case of a fight is going to require me to take a bit longer to do damage, I still have a way to do damage, even if I no longer have any crystal swords. That is very, very, very important. Oh, that's a max of a 3. Well, cool. We'll just finish you off. Goodbye, sorceress. All right, we're gonna heal. We're gonna just check in here. Nope. Cool. All right. And now we are schmoving. We have a super wizard. Let's see if I can roll something a little better. I like that. That's much better. Beautiful. We leveled up as well. Very nice. We get an extra dice. We don't want to trade anything. All right. Floor 5. 2 fights to go through. There's some health I can obtain if I need it. I'm gonna reroll this, see what we can get. Can get something better? Let's go. Okay. Bye, Lone Wolf. That is the wolf puppy's parent, by the way. There's dialogue that will sometimes appear where they'll ask you to help them find their puppy. And it's very, very cute, but also very sad. This game is surprisingly dark. All right, Warlock here is going to inflict a couple of status effects. One is Confuse, which means my things are going to be shuffled around on screen. There's also a poison damage here. So I procced that to heal. And there we go. Easy kill. All right, we're just checking here for some more healing. We're healed up. Let's go. All right, who do we have? Audrey. Okay, because I am a little paranoid, because I've had the glitch fail on me before, I am going to just redo the crystal sword glitch so I have it saved for when we exit. The audio is glitched. That was interesting. That was an interesting little audio glitch there in the background. It seems to have settled out now. That was odd. All right, so we're gonna do 30 damage, we're gonna do 12 damage, another 6, and I'm gonna save those 2 for bigger numbers on the second turn. Audrey does weak. We've already seen weak and what it does. It's a little unfortunate here, but we should still be fine. Okay, so that's just times 2. I not have a... Oh my word, okay. Okay, we might be in trouble. I might need to emergency back out to menu. I'm going to just use everything I've got. Yeah, she's gonna just aim to kill. So we're gonna redo that fight. The inventory should have saved, I'm hoping. because I am paranoid, I am actually going to do that again and just double check that it's still saved. Yes, okay, so it does save when I do that. That's good to note. I am paranoid about this for a reason. I've had marathon runs where my saved item has failed to stay saved. And so that has me very concerned because that's a real fast way to lose a run. Okay, can I roll this? Okay, so we're in a fury of that. Okay, she's at 26. Ow. Ow, that hurt. Okay, I can finish her though. Can I? We're gonna heal up to 7. That's 4. That takes her not far enough down. Okay. Ah, she rolled 8. Okay, so the reason we're doing this is the first dice roll is always the same every time, but the future rolls are not always the same. So by doing this, we're resetting essentially our second turn in the hopes we get something better. You can also, okay, that's not great. We have very little health to work with here, as you can tell. I'm maybe gonna actually do this just to get her down further. We have a bit of a puzzle here to figure out. Okay, she rolled differently this time. I have more health to play with this time. So that's... She's dead. There we go. So it only took us resetting that fight a few times. That's how this goes sometimes. Anyways, chat, are you ready to spin the wheel? Spin the wheel. Ah, we didn't win again. Very unfortunate. All right, time to go into the warrior into elimination round. This is episode 4. Elimination round is the 4th episode for every character. Have it saved. Let's go. The glitch succeeded. All right. So I am going to, once again, duplication glitch. It is literally as easy as opening your inventory, selecting the item, going back to title, and re-entering. And yeah, it is genuinely this easy. I'm doing it on controller because I find that faster and more consistent, but you can also just do it with mouse and keyboard. It's a very versatile glitch that anyone can do. Okay. There we go. We'll just finish him off that way. I can't remember with elimination round. I believe it said the enemies have more HP. Can't remember what the rule for this one is. The episodes have different rules. Oh, I need not a 6. Thank you. There's different rules, essentially. Oh yeah, everything's upgraded, so all the enemies' attack items are upgraded, which obviously makes things a little harder for us. That's 9. There we go. But because we have an inventory of crystal swords, it's not actually that hard. Okay, let's see. What do we want to do here? Yeah, there we go. I'm gonna save my fury for when I need it, because again, when we're one-shotting enemies, we don't take damage back. That is the downside of not running boomerangs, but it's a little safer to not run boomerangs. So for safety's sake, I am gonna save that for when I really need it. Alchemist here is a fun character. And we're just gonna one-shot her. There we go. Goodbye, Alchemist. She has a really scary attack she can do, so we don't want to deal with that. I'll open this just for kicks. Okay. I was very curious to see if it would give me a crystal sword when I had an inventory full of them. I actually don't know if that's possible. That's a thing for me to go, I guess, ask the community about. There's some really incredible folks in the community who've done a lot of digging deep into, one off. They've done a lot of digging really deep into some of the like the code of the game and like the different like it's really cool what a lot of them have done. And it's made a run like this possible. So I started running Dicey Dungeons back in 2020, and I was just an IL runner at the time. I obviously now run. It's worth it, yeah. So we're gonna actually do a little detour here to get us a better extra piece of equipment. I will need to redo my duplication glitch. There we go. That's reset. When I started running it way back then, it was predominantly IL category community, so we were running just individual episodes, which is very fun and it's a great experience. But some of the more full game categories just weren't viewed as being as possible, and then some folks got digging a bit more and we discovered some things, and it's like code divers are so important. We've learned so much about the game as a result of folks getting into the code and finding us some information. There's also a fantastic wiki as well for this game with tons and tons of information. Alright, I am biased, but I highly recommend this game. If you've never played it before casually or as a speedrun, like 10 out of 10, do come check it out. It's a great time. As long as you can handle RNG, because this is roguelike. We're gonna save 2 of our crystal swords there. Ooh, okay, that's gonna hurt a little bit. 2 dice are locked, that's fine though. Oh, saved us 2 ones, very kind of you. Oh boy. 9. Yeah, we have to do that in order to finish her. If I had let her have another turn, there was a chance she would have healed up to full again. And we don't want that, so we're gonna... Oh, go fight Loudbird now! Loudbird is one of the least liked characters in this game, period. So we're gonna do as much damage as we can to him quickly. Okay, 4 and 4. Yeah, there we go. Goodbye, Loudbird. No turn for you. None. Not permitted. You are annoying and really awful to deal with, so no, none for you. Okay, we're gonna check in here quickly. All right, let's see who we have for our boss. No. Oh, it's Drake. All right, everyone's least favorite is here. Drake really sucks to fight because you have to kill him with a wooden stake, as makes sense for a vampire, right? This does also mean I need to redo my duplication glitch on the item. Oh, this is not good news. I'm pretty sure I have to kill him twice. Yeah, okay. This is gonna be interesting. We're gonna do that and that. Okay. So I have to be balancing the wooden stake one, along with making sure I don't run out of crystal swords very quickly, because those are my high damage dealers. Well, also, he's going to start doing poison damage to me, and that's going to really suck. I'm, in fact, going to save those and just proc everything down to here, so that once I have a Fury, then I can hopefully hit him really hard. Ooh, I've been blinded. That's not great. Now, the problem is, I don't know what any of these are. That was a big number. I'm just gonna Fury this. Okay, that was a 5, so I could have put that in. Okay. Oh, you're gonna blind me again. Oh boy. All right, we are in some slight trouble here. But no panic, everything's fine. That was a 4. All right. I have a good feeling about this one. That was a 1. Okay. So I need to not die. Thank you, game. That's gonna be 10 poison. I'll be on 1 HP. This is really sketchy. We're gonna Fury, and we're gonna gamble. Oh, okay. Oh, we survived. We survived a Drake fight, everyone. All right. Are you ready to spin the wheel? Oh, okay. Everything's all right. We did it. Oh, okay. Hopefully I don't see another Drake. All right, now we're on to Parallel Universe, where everything works differently. I'm going to try and explain things as we go. I might forget what something does in the moment. But as always, we're going to start the episode with our handy dandy little glitch of... All right, and then store that one. And all right, now we continue. So things work differently here. Fury means that the next that it doubles the action, but the next turn I can't use that piece of equipment. Something very important for me to remember here. My combat roll is now a combat spatula, so that means it flips the die over. So for example, this one here would become a 6, which is no use to us, obviously, because none of my items actually allow me to use a 6. So we don't want that, but I am going to flip these two upside down because I can get 4s out of them. 3 becomes a 4 when you flip a die upside down, because the sides of a die always, the opposite sides always equal up to 7. Important, fun little fact. I'm going to flip this over and this over. There we go. Very handy being able to just one-shot the enemies in the early floors. Okay, we got some bad RNG here. We do have to take 3 fights here. It's not ideal, but we can handle it. Especially when, you know, we just melt through them. It's fine. All right, Sorceress, hello. Oh, I don't love these. Okay. Okay, so she's gonna get to hit us a little bit. That's fine. This will help charge up our Fury. Very good. Fury's charged now. We're not gonna worry about it. But now we have it procced and ready for us when we need it. We didn't lose 6 health, so I'm not gonna worry about it. Don't flip that upside down, flip this one. Boom, there we go. So as you can see, the crystal sword is a little overpowered, and this is why you're only normally supposed to be able to have 1 of them in your inventory. Everything's fine. It's fine. I could have finished him, unfortunately. I didn't think... No, I couldn't have. He had 7 HP. This is fine. This is fine. We're just gonna flip this upside down and go boom. There we go. Super enemies essentially just have some extra HP to them. There's nothing too special about them. And they don't typically worry us too much in this run. All right, I'm gonna go back for the health and on to floor 5. Ooh. Cowboy Crystalina that way, I think. Decide what direction I want to... What direction do I want to go? Okay, we're gonna do that. I don't want to burn the crystal sword there. That's not enough. Okay, so Cowboy isn't gonna get a hit on us. This will be just... Oh, well, Cowboy might get a hit on us, actually. We're gonna do that. That's not great. We're gonna take a hit. Ow. Fortunately, there's healing. We are going to proc Fury here so we can just finish Cowboy off. Okay, we're almost going to heal up as well, so we're going to do that. We're going to hit Crystalina here. Okay, so we have no Fury, which is somewhat unfortunate. Flip that over so I can play it. Okay, I would like to take a little bit of damage, just so I can start reprocking that Fury, or rebuilding that Fury up. It's not terrible. I don't mind getting one frozen. This is actually great for us, because there we go. Bye, Crystalina. All right, so we've leveled up. This is good. We don't want to upgrade equipment. All right, Singer. There's health right there for us if we need it. There we go. She's going to hit us for a little bit here, which is going to be a little unfortunate, but it should get our Fury pretty much procced back up, and we should be able to finish her off here. Yeah, there we go. All right, that is her down. We're full health. Please no Drake. Okay, I'll happily see you. I am gonna just safety check on the glitch again, because again, I don't trust it in a marathon setting. All right, so we're gonna flip 2 of our dice upside down so we can just smack her with those. All right. Oh, we're gonna get inflicted with curse. That's unfortunate. You want to Fury that? That's 12. Yeah, we're gonna Fury this. Oh, okay then, game. That I've never seen curse. That was interesting. A weird interaction of first question mark and Fury question mark. It was very odd. I'm cursed again. That sucks. There we go. So I'm gonna proc that so I can get a clean Fury off on her. She's now at 2 HP. I don't think she can. No, she can't kill me. She can do a lot of damage to me, but she can't finish me off. I live, and she's dead. Let's go. Oh, all right. Are we ready to spin the wheel again, everyone? We're definitely gonna win this time, right? Right? I see. We've landed on the skull again. That's very unfortunate. All right. Into our now final episode of The Warrior here, going to bonus round. So the thing about bonus round is we have to pick a group. We're gonna go into our equipment. Yes, it's still there. All right, so while I reshuffle this around and duplication glitch, we're gonna do this. So the interesting thing about bonus round is every time we go down a floor, we're going to pick up a rule. This acts as a modifier to the game's mechanics. There is a very long list of rules. I believe there's something like 80 some rules that exist in the game, and they are randomized. So we'll be presented with one option and then an option to select randomize. So I'm going to be trying to optimize for what is going to hopefully be the best choice for me with what I have, but I might also have to just kind of play with an unideal option. But we'll do that. Finish you off. I was hoping to get something for a crystal sword, but that's fine. We'll take a boomerang damage. That's risky, but I'll take it. Because I get to go first always, so potentially I can use that free fury in my favor. It's extraordinarily risky though. I'm gonna proc that, isn't that? Cool, that works. That wasn't ideal, but that worked. I will want to try and upgrade my boomerang if I can, I think. Oh boy. That worked. Poke my head in here, just see if there's anything better. Nope. Okay. Make more than 6 moves per turn. So if I go 1, 2, 3, oh. I want a different rule. We're gonna gamble. Okay. That's not the worst rule to get. It's not an ideal rule, but it's not the worst rule. There are plenty of enemies that cannot make use of a 6 in a very effective manner. So, and we're also melting them so quickly that I'm not super worried about it. Take the boomerang. Next floor. All enemies get a rock. Oh, that's a little more scary. If they get a rock, the rock is worth 3 damage. They get a fury, so it's worth... I'm gonna random again. Cool, I'm fine with that. We're not taking a lot of turns, so that works for me. Especially because now I can just kind of do this. Not all of those turns even procced. There was so many of them. All enemies get an extra dice. Oh, I don't love that. I don't love that. Oh, crack it. That's okay. That's a little spicy, but we'll be fine. It will be fine. This will be a-okay. Okay. I want to re-roll. Just something better. Okay, we're gonna do that. And then this. Cool, we'll take a bit of damage, that's fine. Because we leveled up. Get an extra dice, that's very nice. Alright, we're gonna fight the Banshee, and then I'm gonna do a little leveling up stuff there. Okay. Cool, boom, dead. Very handy for us. I am going to level up our boomerang. This does mean I need to redo the glitch for safety, because sometimes when you upgrade an item, it can remove the duplication glitch. Now, please no Drake. Well, I hope you like Drake chat, because we're going to see Drake again. We're going to do that, and then I'm going to... For safety, in case something fails really horribly on this episode, we're gonna keep Crystal Sword saved. Okay, this sucks. The Kraken rule really sucks with getting Drake. Okay, we're gonna just try and get some... Oh, wow. That was not great. We're gonna do that. And that. Okay, I have no idea what his health's at now. So, we're gonna play guessing games. This is gonna be fun. I'm gonna Fury this. 26, thank you. So 26... So he should be down to 1 HP now, because I just did 30 damage to him. So he'll be at about 3 HP now. Yeah, so he doesn't go into the negatives, he always stays... Okay, so he'd be at 3 HP. Spending all of it on me there. Okay, that's fine. 3 HP. Oh! This is one of the most lucky runs I've ever had, chat. To see Drake twice and to kill him so easily. I don't know what's happening. Anyways, it's now time to get into the backstage. So this is the backstage door. As you can see, there's no entrance point, but if I go There we go. I have now glitched into the backstage. I've just, you know, casually glitched into the backstage. It's fine. So here we're confronting Lady Luck. We're saying we won't fight in your dungeons anymore. She calls for her minions to close the doors. And so now one of us has to choose to get out to try and lead the way out. I'm gonna use the witch here, and we're gonna gather NPCs to our party. So this area works differently. When I defeat an enemy, they join my party instead of me carrying on separately. So this is a completely new mechanic for this area. And it's very cool. Backstage has rapidly become one of my favorite episodes to run. Now, an important piece of information about Backstage is we're going to fight Lady Luck at the end of this. Lady Luck has 3 phases. Phase 1 is something called Judgments. So Lady Luck is going to inflict judgments upon us. And so every character in the game has judgeable traits, as they're referred to. So in the case of some characters, they only have 1 judgeable trait. Some of them have 2, and there are 8 of them that have 3. The way Lady Luck's attack pattern works is she's going to do 1 judgment, then 2 judgments, and then 3. If I don't have a character in my party that has 3 possible judgeable characteristics, she does substitutes one of those judgments out for a different attack, which does a terrifying amount of damage. And so I'm taking an extra fight here against the Dryad, specifically so that I can ensure that I have one of those characters in my party, because the Dryad here has 3 judgeable characteristics. So that affects my decision making here. Otherwise, I'm going to be, for the most part, doing a fairly straightforward just run through the dungeon here. We're gonna do that. Basically trying to do any percent as much as I can with detours to grab either really helpful or necessary characters like Dryad here for that Lady Luck fight. And then we'll talk more about Lady Luck once we actually get there, because that's a really cool fight that's also really hard. And sometimes, no matter what I do, will result in it just dying. Okay, who do I want to heal? I'm gonna heal you, actually. There we go. All right, I have to do 2 fights here. That's not terrible. I don't want to jinx the run, but chat, there's a very good chance that this might end up as a marathon PB. There we go. So the reason why we are using the witch here now instead of the warrior is you cannot bring weapons into the backstage episode. So rather than being able to change out your equipment, you instead add parties to your member. That's the mechanic of backstage. So instead of swapping out the deck you're building is no longer your weapon set, it is your party, if that makes sense. So here it doesn't matter what character we use. If I'm doing, actually I can use the warrior here. The warrior is a very skilled character choice here. I choose to do witch instead, which is my preference. I prefer her significantly. Okay, Dryad's a little low. That's unfortunate. I'm gonna roll that. Oh, that's great. We're gonna do that, and then we're gonna switch to you. You can take some damage. Poison, as you can probably guess, ticks down on health. It's helpful. Also, fun little fact, I know the game's artist. I've had the great pleasure of having her on commentary from before, getting to work with her, some other situations as well. And the vacuum here was actually the first character that they designed. And I think that's just kind of neat. Ooh, where can we go here? Ooh, that's rough. Well, we love that. That's okay, because we can just do that. And the joins our party. Spam through text, pick up another dice. So instead of trading something there, we gain a new die. We're gonna just do... Oh, I have to do an extra fight, though. I need to pick up the dice from the upgrade point there. So, we're gonna do this, and what else do we want to do? This here. There we go. Weak to fire. That's a good choice. Which is really funny that the Wicker Man, who's weak to fire, also does fire damage. That feels really funny, but that's how it is. Who do I want to use here? You. There we go. You're dead. Very good. We are going to heal the witch. So the important thing about backstage is if my starting character dies, in this case the witch, the attempt at backstage is over. I'd have to restart. We don't want that, obviously. That's no good. So we're gonna do our best to make sure it doesn't happen. Wickerman needs those. We're gonna go here. Oh boy. Bum, 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 bum. What can do you? We'll go to you. Ooh, ow. That's gonna hurt. Ouch. Okay, we're gonna go do that, and then she's gonna be unable to do more attacking for a minute, so we're gonna go here actually to heal the vacuum a little bit. Also, because vacuum, if I lose vacuum, that's okay. Okay, so we've been weakened again. Oh, I could have done that there, but that's fine. We're gonna switch. And Singer's gonna come join us. Singer's really helpful because Singer does weaken damage, and that can be a lifesaver. We're on full 4. Who do we need to heal? We're gonna heal Dryad because Dryad's one of the ones we need. There we go. We have a 4th dice now. That's why. Oh, hello. We're gonna actually take some extra fights here for marathon safety purposes. What do I want to hit him with here? You. There we go. So Skeleton here kind of sucks because he can do a max of 12 damage, and also if he has a 2, he can curse me, which curses really suck. So we're going to instead do this. Okay, that's 1 off. That's fine. Ooh, we're gonna take oh, actually, we'll take 8 damage because weakened, as you saw, very powerful. We are fans of weakened here. Now, can I do enough damage? Okay, nope, couldn't. That's okay. We're gonna take 9 damage. That's okay. We're gonna heal as well after this fight. And just that, boom. Skeleton is done. So the reason I'm taking extra fight here to grab Skeleton is because Skeleton just does a really high amount of damage, and that's really helpful for us. Is there anyone who needs to be healed urgently? Not really. I'm going to do the Buster fight first, and then do a full heal before we go into Lady Luck. Oh, we are actually going to proc that. If we do that, okay. That's the health. I'm actually going to Wicker Man here. He's strong against fire, so it's not the greatest thing, but if I sacrifice Wicker Man here, it's also okay. Yeah, there we go. That gets the turnover with faster. We're gonna do Singer, because Singer can do quite a bit of damage. Then I'm gonna switch fighters actually over to Fireman. Again, I'm sacrificing some of the characters I don't necessarily need. Also, heads up for whoever's planning, this is very much on track to come pretty solidly under estimate. Again, because it's a roguelike, estimate has to be kind of foolproof. We're coming under estimate. I'm gonna gamble here. As I say that, I'm probably gonna now curse myself, but yes, let's go. Okay, so curse prevented me from taking damage there. Okay, so we're gonna reroll this. Just proc that so I have it. Boom, there we go. Finished him off. All right, we gotta do some healing. Who needs health? You need health, and the witch needs health. Just gonna double check that. Yep. All right, so we're gonna go into the Lady Luck fight. We're at just over an hour. That's solid pace for a marathon, especially where I had some slightly rough fights. All right, so Lady Luck's gonna start off with a dramatic speech, and we're gonna counter back at her of, you know, like, we've come to make friends, you know, all these things. And we tell her she's not very popular, and she goes, I don't need popularity, I have power. Which is, you know, is true. So, all right, we are going to go follow the rules now. She's going to attack a sword holder. Our only sword holder is the skeleton. So we intentionally come over here. So we take 1 damage instead of 18. Very vital. Oh boy, okay, so we can curse her. That wears magic users. Okay, I'm pretty sure that means the witch. We're just gonna double check. Yes, the witch. There we go. So the witch will take 2 damage here. All right, and now I think she has 2 choices here for who she wants to go to. So we're gonna check. Green thing. Oh, she's actually going for Buster. Oh, I have more in my, ooh, I have more than I thought with me. Okay, well, we're gonna go to Buster, who will take 3 damage, and I'll be able to do a fair bit of damage to her. Okay, all right, so now her next attack is going to be to pass judgments on, or issue commandments. These are very interesting things. I'm actually going to switch fighters here over to Singer because I want to weaken her. This isn't going to actually do anything. The attack is still going to go off anyways, and the curse will clear because she's now entering phase 2. To leave phase 2, I need to get her down to 80 HP. She's gonna start doing some pretty intensive damage. This is a little scary, but everything will be fine. If has that do double? Okay, we're actually gonna switch fighters. It's very interesting. We have one of the moderators and very knowledgeable people about the game in chat. Hi, Ed. Welcome here. Good to know. I didn't know that. We're kind of just sacrificing Rose here a little bit. We're okay if we lose Rose. Don't switch fighters. Okay, inflicts poison. We're gonna still do it because I want to curse. And curse is a chance that it won't proc. Yes! I got lucky. Oh. Don't use even dice. Okay, well, that sucks. We're gonna promptly ignore that because we're gonna curse her. And we're gonna do so much damage to her that it's not gonna really matter. So we're gonna do this, and we're gonna weaken her as well. Again, we are rushing to try and get her down to 80 HP as fast as possible. Don't reduce any countdowns. Blind all dice. Okay. She's gonna do... That's fine. I'll take the blinded dice. Okay, yeah, blinded dice is fine here. I have ways to sort this out. Don't use threes. Ooh. Well, that's fun. All right, so we need to pick a sacrificial character here. Rose. 07's in chat for Rose. They were very helpful. They served us well. The reason I switched to Rose here is because I don't have an enemy, I don't have a character that has a shield, which would allow me to not take the damage. Don't switch fighters. Okay, well, she's gonna do 12 damage. Weaken all equipment. We're gonna skeleton here. And I'm actually gonna against all odds here, just in the chance that I could proc that. Good. Okay, so we'll get her down to, we will get her down to 80 HP on this next turn. I am very confident of that. Don't use threes. Okay, well, she's gonna heal. Oh boy. We're gonna switch. And we're not gonna use that. That's gonna be our next sort of sacrificial character. Okay, random blessing, reduced by 2. Okay, that's fine. Burn all dice. Well, that's fine. I'm gonna add some poison. We're gonna sacrifice the Dryad. So 07's to Dryad. We've now got her below 80 HP, which is great because that means that her next attack is going to be to bring whatever character is in play down to 1 HP. So that's fine with us. We're gonna go grab the skeleton here. It's fine with us that she reduces health to 1. And now I just need to make it through phase 3. This is a phase where I can end up just dying. No matter what I do, it really sucks. We're just gonna do our best. 10 damage, okay. She's gonna do 20 damage. You can survive that, so you get to be our sacrificial character here. Oh, that hurt. Okay. Okay. This. 30 damage plus curses. Okay. We're gonna bust her here. Mostly to just be able to do more damage to her. All right, 07's for Buster. All right, thank you, Buster, for your service. We are gonna go smack her with the skeleton. So I was hoping we get a 12. Okay. Can I kill her? Yes, I can. All right, time is gonna be coming up in just a second here, and that is time. I think that's a marathon PB. Anyways, we defeated Lady Luck. We've defeated her successfully. And so suddenly we're going to be here on this closing cutscene. All the characters are here, including Jester, who we haven't seen previously. Yeah, don't worry. I will give everyone a bonus little bonus run as well. There's this very special episode that I can show off. Takes less than 5 minutes, so everyone will get a little bonus taste while we're getting the next run ready, because I came significantly underestimate. So anyways, here. Why are the lights flashing? What's going on? Well, because you won! You refused to abandon your friends, you put aside your differences with the minions, and you gave up your worldly desires and beat me! That was the whole point of the show, apparently. Apparently that was the whole point, was for us to actually win and beat her. That was apparently the whole goal. She said something there about not cheating. We cheated in this run significantly. So everyone pose for a photo. Very good. And she's like, you know, I want to have pictures for when you go, because you're free to go. But we don't win any of the rewards that she promised us when we entered this contest. Also, we're permanently giant walking dice. We can't we can't go change back into things. Now we're arguing for the minions to be let back out, but you know what? They have families and vegetable gardens and everything. Their home is in the dungeon. And so Lady Luck agrees. She won't set them free, but what she's gonna do is she's gonna give everyone more holiday leave and just kind of improve their living situations. So we did it together. We learned the importance of friendship and working together, and we have credits, which I'm really you'll enjoy for a minute as we go through. Some of the characters are missing because we didn't find them. Shouts to Terry Kavanaugh for making an incredible game. Marla Dobie as well is a lovely friend of mine. I've had the great pleasure of getting to work with her in a lot of cases on a number of things. I want to shout out a few other people. Jackie, who's there in the credits there, member of the speedrun community. Ed X7 as well, another very core member of the community. I've learned a lot from the two of them. Also, shout outs to Pretty Pie, who is the first person to really revive this category and who has also been really helpful with an incredible amount of knowledge to help make this category just possible for us to more people to get into and to access. There's a ton of languages for this game, so if you want to play this in another language, go for it. There's so many options. It's very fun. But I'm going to exit out here. And so Dicey Dungeons has a very fun little thing. I'm gonna reset my timer. Has a very fun little thing called DLC. It's free. It comes with the game. So we're over here to the Halloween special DLC. We're gonna click play. And I'm also going to really quickly pull up my notes for this, if I have them. There we go, because I haven't done this run in a hot minute. Come on, give me my document, please. We love that. Thank you, Windows. Windows is very cooperative. We love Windows for this. It's great. Can I get my notepad to open? All right, open notepad, and then we're going to file, open. I have the notes. All right, chat, we're gonna do this blind. We're gonna do this with no thoughts in our head and no experience on this. It's been a hot minute since I do this. Do I remember how to solve this? So, the witch episode in the Halloween DLC is the only episode in the entire game that has no RNG. This is a completely scripted fight. So I'm gonna do my best. I don't know if I remember the puzzles. I see there are runners in chat. Please help me. Because, and you know, that's the spirit of this marathon. We're doing it live. Anyways, 3, 2, 1, let's go.
Oh, no.
All right, enjoy the Halloween costumes as well. They're very good. Okay, combine dice. Shoot. Okay, we are going to run away. That was definitely the wrong move. Oh yes, we also have to get a perfect attack on the first try. Okay. Or try this again. That was in its bump. That's also not right, I don't think. This isn't correct. Definitely not correct. No, maybe it is actually. There we go. No, that is correct. There we go. Okay. This will be a very slow witch run, but that's okay. We're giving them time to get the next run set up. And it's a little bonus for us doing so well. Okay. All right, so we're gonna do Tetraphobia, 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 and Wrecking Ball. There we go. It's coming back to me slowly. All right, on to floor 3. It's the demon. This is a character who you only see in the Halloween special. He's pretty cool. All right, so we're gonna go Vice Grip. That was incorrect. That's not enough to kill him. Cool. Okay. This is fine. We're figuring this out. This is the correct move. There we go. There we go. I vice gripped the wrong things. All right, on to the mummy. All right, do you remember how to do the mummy? Okay. And then no worries, I'm good to stall for as long as you need. Okay, I've done this incorrectly. So I need to end with a 3. Okay, okay. I have my notes, but they won't open. So we are literally doing this live. Okay. This is not correct. Yeah, that's not correct. Hang on a sec. We're gonna see if I can get my witch notes to come up. Windows Y. Okay. Nope, that's still incorrect as well. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can get them. Come on. Why can you not find them? 6 bump blades? Thank you, Ed. Okay. So I need to then do this, this, that was wrong, I think. Yeah, that was wrong. Okay. we're gonna flee. That's fine. This is why that exists. Okay. We are figuring this out live. Okay. So I want to use this once. There we go. Thank you, Ed. All right. If one HP, Cornelius. Oh, it's Cornelius, my love. I adore Cornelius. He's one of my favorites. Do you know how to do this fight? Magnifying glass, I think, goes down here. That seems incorrect. That doubled it. That was odd. Okay. We are going to just die here. This was an attempt at the puzzle. All right. That was an attempt at the puzzle. How are we doing on setup? Should I attempt that one more time, or how are you doing? I'm gonna click play so we aren't dealing with flashing lights. Why do I not have notes? I'm gonna go check. Good, okay. Well then, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I still can't believe, I'm pretty sure that was a marathon PB for full game any percent. So that was a ton of fun. And I hope you enjoyed the little taste of The Witch. The Witch is very puzzle based. If you like puzzles, check out The Witch. Yeah, you can find me on Twitch at Selcouthmind, and you'll probably, maybe you'll see me around more of this event. I love the concept, and it's really cool to get to be here. So thank you for having me. I'll see you hopefully all later.